Greetings, greetings. How is everyone doing out there in the world today? I just thought I'd stop by. I had some things just sort of laying heavy on my heart that I wanted to just share. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Aloysia Woods. I'm an author, motivational speaker, breakthrough coach, business owner, entrepreneur, and the founder of Sisters of Motivational Empowerment. And so I was really thinking to myself, we as women go through so many different layers of trauma that sometimes we don't recognize or realize how it's impacting our lives. And unfortunately, we get into adulthood carrying those layers of trauma sitting dormant in our subconscious minds. And it affects us in ways that we don't recognize because we're not aware or awakened to those effects. See, we as women tend to believe that when we just shove it somewhere or tuck it away really nicely somewhere, that all is good. Or if we have great careers and the big homes, or we're doing pretty decent for ourselves, that everything is okay. But while those external dynamics are unfolding, that's beautiful, there's a silent suffering that's happening. And we have to awaken to those silent layers of pain and suffering that still lives within so many of us as women. So part of the reason I created Sisters of Motivational Empowerment had a lot to do with my own personal experiences. And, growing up as a young girl with a single mom, it was very challenging in the sense that, I watched her work and work and work and work and work hard to provide for her 3 children. And myself being the youngest of 3, I observed this as it was unfolding. And I watched how she was always tired and struggling, but she was making some great things happen, but I have no idea how she was doing it. But the sacrifice is she wasn't always able to be present. And somewhere in my subconscious mind, I attached working hard with not being able to really live your life, not being able to be happy. I attach working hard with unhappiness. And, having just a mom and not really having any relationship with my father, there were many gaps that existed in there. And I searched. I went on a quest searching for love. I wrote it in my first book, Breaking Through, Moving On, One Woman's Journey to Overcome Fear and Discover Love. I wrote really in-depthly about this, but I just felt it in my heart to share. If it resonates with someone, then my message has reached who it's meant to reach. But I went on this dark quest, searching for love outside of myself. I didn't understand that love already lived within us. I was young and not wise enough to know that while my mother worked hard and I had all these preconceived ideas of what love is or isn't, what working meant or didn't mean. And so subconsciously, all of these beliefs and experiences just lived dormant in my subconscious mind. And while I went on to, get an education and launch businesses, I always got to a certain point and then something happened. It's almost like the threshold, there was a threshold that I couldn't break past. I couldn't break through it. And I didn't understand why. And so when I was able to really identify with what some of those blocks and barriers were that were just living dormant in my subconscious mind, I was able to get a grip of myself. You know what I'm saying. Because I had to really go through the journey of falling forward and back and sideways to realize that something was hindering me. And it really took a lot of digging deep into the core of myself, into the root of myself, to figure out where all of this disconnect and pain and suffering was originating from. And eventually, I started experiencing a lot of anxiety, like panic, like waking up, like, what the heck is happening? I mean, I was like in a space that I could not figure out what was wrong. And I say this to say that it really took me making the decision that I needed to really figure out what happened. And the first thing I learned was it was there from a very young age. The people that I connected with, the experiences, the traumas of feeling abandoned and hurt in relationships and siblings. And it was just this cycle, this perpetual cycle that kept going and going and going. And so as an entrepreneur, I had to really get to that space where I recognized that instead of launching businesses because I was seeking for some sense of external gratification, that I had to really discover what my real purpose was. Why am I here? Why did God create me at this precise time in history, in the existence of the planet? And I really came to the realization that I love empowering women. And as an entrepreneur, I chose professional women because while a lot of professional women may look good on the outside, their lives are in complete chaos on the inside. And it is my wish and my dream and my desire and my passion and my purpose to help women, professional women, who are leaders and ambitious, driven entrepreneurs and business owners. You can't take or extract anything away from their accomplishments, but there's a gap. And there's this silent suffering that's pushed to the side. And we are here to live a fulfilling life. We're here to live a life that's fueled with purpose, fueled with passion, fueled with love, healthiness. We're not here to settle for the average and ordinary. We're here to create extraordinary lives. So as I have studied and gone through and been able to break through, and I'm always on the journey to seek to be the best version of myself, I know that it is my mission to help you, whoever you are, to break through the barriers, to find greater self-love. There's so much lack of self-love because us as entrepreneurial women, executives out there doing the damn thing, we're wearing a lot of masks. See, we live in the imposter syndrome. And we do that for so many years until so many of us forget who we are. We've lost our sense of self, and we have to get back to our core values. We have to get back to our own rhythm, playing our own music, doing what we love, honoring ourselves, and not giving up who we are to please anyone else. So I say this to say, I created a 21-day challenge in my community, Sisters of Motivational Empowerment. And the acronym is SUM. So the website, the link to get there is sumonamission.com, because we are on a mission to transform, empower, and impact the lives of professional women and young adult girls as a nonprofit. And we are committed. We're a community of empowered women. And I'm asking you, wherever you are, to join us, because we are stronger together. I'm going to keep repeating this until we can unite as women from all walks of life, but especially us as women of color. We have to stop feeling like there's not enough. What God has created for us is already ours. No one can take that from us. And we need to stand solid, grounded, convicted in that truth. We need to triumph over those inner obstacles. We need to live from the heart center. And we need to learn how to renew our thinking, our minds. We need to hit that reset button as we head into a new year. So wherever you're standing right now, as we are towards the end of the year, I want to invite you, take this challenge in the community. Sign up for the free side and take the challenge. It will truly impact your lives. Now, as you've heard me say, we have a paid side of our membership community and we have a free side. The paid side is a donation. It's a nonprofit. So that $19.99 a month it goes towards having the impact, creating our programs and all of the things that we've embarked upon. And I'm simply saying to you ladies, I've been where you are, and the journey continues. As long as we live and breathe, there's an obstacle to overcome, and there's a lesson to learn. Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to have your next breakthrough? Are you willing to do what you're called to do rather than settling? Are you willing to love more? Are you willing to have the freedom to be all God created you to be? Are you willing to live a purpose, passion-filled life? You're not on this journey alone. I'm here. We're here to help you to become all you're meant to be so you can live your best life. Visit us at sumonamission.com. And I hope that you are ready, because there's no greater time than now. Stop settling for less. Stop convincing yourself that you're not worthy. Have the courage and the faith and be fearless enough to face your fears and do what you're called to do. But honor yourself from the inside out. And stop presenting to the outside world that everything looks beautiful when you're suffering on the inside. Let's become healthy inside out. I look forward to each of you, whoever you are, whoever's listening to this message, to join us. I'm not selling you. I'm really pleading with you to join me on this mission and this journey. If you have a message to offer, I want to hear from you. If you have a place to break through, I want to hear from you. Wherever you are, Sisters of Motivational Empowerment welcomes you to our community, to our home, to this mission to impact, transform, and change the lives of professional women. We can break the barriers. We can break the disparities and the social injustices and all of the inequalities that are inflicted upon women. We are so much stronger than we believe we are. And no one has power over us except the power we give to them. I hope you can feel my heart and where I'm coming from. And I look forward to you making the decision right now to be a part of the change. This movement has only just begun. And I promise you, if you join us, you will be a part of a movement. You'll be a part of something bigger than yourselves. And we will be a part of etching ourselves as part of the change on this planet, because there's so much to change. So let's start with ourselves and each other, because as women, we are stronger together. Peace, love, and blessings.